Journey back with us to the gritty streets of the South Bronx in the late 70s, where hip-hop's roots were firmly planted. From legendary crews like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five to the 90s revolutionaries Wu-Tang Clan and NWA. Hip-hop crews have shaped generations with their unique styles and unapologetic voices. The 2000s brought super crews like G-Unit, D12, and Our Future, proving that hip-hop is an ever-evolving canvas of innovation. Today, from global phenomenons BTS to Dreamville and Brockhampton, crews continue to dominate, inspiring us with their music, fashion, and culture. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of hip-hop and keep the hip-hop flame burning bright. Welcome to Mobile Melody Season 2 Cruise. Come take a ride with us.
Put your lighters up and blaze another one. This that, Cookie treat a song and roll the loudest blunt. Now I'm T, count it up. Take the rollie off and slip the paddock on. My nigga, watch you whip it like a baby. I can show you something.
Mobile Melody is all about bringing back that feeling of riding in the car with your homies, listening to dope music, and having in-depth conversations. And today, on Season 2 Cruise, we have another dope crew. Let me introduce you to B.4.L.
Bang for liberation. Bang for liberation. Bang for liberation.
This is Jaffe Judah, brother. Good to see you again, man.
Wagwan family, how you doing?
I'm blessed by yourself, brother.
Man, God is great, all is well. Yeah. You know, still striving, bro, each day.
I love it, man. We're here at a beautiful Studio 340, you know what I'm saying? Recording, mixing, and mastering. It's a beautiful venue, man. I appreciate you having us out here.
Man, I appreciate being able to be out here and, you know what I'm saying, build with you all. And also I had a tribe with me. You know, it is very difficult to get grown-ups together in one place at the same time and sit still.
Not for real. For
more than 30 minutes.
You ain't lying, bro.
So, you know, every facet of this, man, I truly appreciate it because this is real, like, intimate space for us to be in, man. And I ain't been in the booth in almost about 5 years, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, bet. Well, with that being said, we'll just jump straight into it, man. What is B4L? What does it stand for?
So B4L, to answer your question, is an acronym for Bang for Liberation. And Bang for Liberation is it's a tribe, it's a platform, and it's also a festival, you know, where we bring the community together to become more aware about what is impacting Nashville from an environmental sense and who's working towards solutions and who can be a part of changing certain policies and who's in those seats and who's in those alignments. You can meet them at our festival, right? Because, you know, that's a time when we're able to come together once a year and also honor the creation of Recycle and Reinvest, which started in October 2018.
So when you're talking about the festival, you're talking about the Environmental Justice Festival that you're doing at Magruder Garden. Actually tomorrow for the Culture Crawl, right?
Tomorrow, where we working. We working.
And you said you've been doing this for how long?
I started, the first festival was back in 2016. That was the first festival. I think literally like 10 people showed up, you know what I'm saying? But we did that just because like it got boring, kept going to the club, you know, and I done had homies that didn't die that went to the club, got jumped on that went to the club, you know what I'm saying? Like when we was just club hopping, you know, young, you know, and it was a different time, you feel me? So like the club scene started to really kind of fizzle out for me. And like I said, like, shit, I'm fresh out, so I'm more on a revolutionary mindset. It's like, the club cool, but I need something else to like.
Trying to build something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I didn't wasted so much time in there. You get what I'm saying? So like, we started to, as we naturally became volunteers of many different organizations, we was just like, I was just like, let's do a B4L festival. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I was already like pushing B4L, like I said, as a code of conduct, as a lifestyle, as a, you know, and so I didn't create B4L. B4L is a movement that I was able to galvanize energy around it and move the people, you know, and get them to be on one accord, to, you know, focus on how can we push our art, but also promote justice, right? So it's like hip hop activism. Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're speaking about building this with your team, like who's in B4L? Like who are some of the members of B4L?
So that's a hard question to answer
Here.
because it's B4L. It's so many different facets, but so B4L is also like a tribe, right? And a tribe is like basically people who like this music, people who support these events, people who, repost our stuff, people who are advocating for what B4L supports and complementing the work of Recycle Reinvest. So that's one element, right? The fans, the listeners, the participants, the volunteers, those people are B4L. Then we got B4L as in the Army, and those are the people, and not all of them are here today, but like the people in the Army are the people that are creatively inclined, right? So the Army focuses on, okay, if y'all are doing one thing, we gonna be in the studio doing another thing. Right. So, B4L is an Army. B4L is also a festival, right? And the festival is something that, we have vendors, we have artists, we recognize neighborhood heroes with Am Life Awards, people who have been doing this work before us, and, we wanna big them up, for the work that they have already started that we will continue and pass on. So, and then, also we celebrate the youth who have been through our program and the Soul Soldier program. Yeah. So B4L is a multi-layered answer to give you, you know what I'm saying? But it's also like B4L is like what makes us different. We're not a rap group, you know what I'm saying? We really like revolutionaries. Yeah. And as revolutionaries, it's like what that means is first we changed our minds, and then after we changed our minds, we changed the way that we look at relationships and how to work with artists and how to work with each other in the community. Yeah. And then we changed the community together. You get what I'm saying? So that's what makes us revolutionaries as opposed to just rap artists, because we're not really pushing, what we would normally push if we were making solo music, right? Everybody that comes in this booth, that comes a part of B4L, you put on a different cape, and that's what makes it so special. You may be a trap rapper, but when you come into B4L, now you gotta learn about environmental justice. Now you gotta learn about sustainability. Now you gotta, what I'm saying? It's a part of what we are. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
So let me ask you this then, because in talking about the environment and, just being aware of your environment, what is it that you saw in your environment and or your community that gave you the notion that a group or organization like B4L is necessary?
Man, what makes B4L necessary is, man, the difficulties of entrepreneurship and moving as a grassroots organization that is really passionate about helping the community, impacting the youth, and improving sustainability culture. But like we also, are in a lane that, when it comes to grants, it's not a lot of funding in that lane. There's not a lot of organizations that fund environmental groups, right? So that's like one thing. So we have to be creative when it comes to fundraising. We have to be creative when it comes to getting the awareness out about, recycling education or letting people know about town halls, letting people know about all the things that we're doing, that takes a unique niche when focusing on intersectional issues such as waste and crime.
So is that one of the reasons, well, I know you mentioned many reasons, but is that one of the main reasons why when I do research on B4L or I talk to people within the group or organization, sustainability is something that is preached, like that's a normal topic. So is that pretty much why that is a normal topic?
Yeah, because sustainability focuses on the core, right? When we think about what we need to survive, we need food, land, shelter, air, we need food, land, shelter, air, energy, and community. Those are just essential things that we need just to survive as individuals, right? But when you don't have one or two or three of those consistently or in a stable manner, your life is off balance. And if your life is off balance and you're living in a certain environment, a toxic community, right, you're gonna probably engage in certain activity and engage in certain things.
Become
So
product of your environment.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like we want people to not be a product of their environment, but to be a producer from their environment. And that's why we focus on, as B.4.L, we focus on just assisting Recycle Reinvest with the storytelling of what is happening in the community. And we're pulling people who are actually impacted by these issues and giving them a platform to not only share their stories, share their art, but also have a way to reinforce that word with action through the organization of Recycle Reinvest. It goes hand in hand.
Well, that kind of is a good transition to my next question. So let's just be real about it. Like a real talk moment. The city of Nashville isn't dumb. They know that there are poverty-stricken areas that are food deserts, but to me and a few people I know, it seems like they push that agenda to the side to make room for gentrified neighborhoods, new restaurants, new venues, and things like that. So my question to you is, why do you think that is, and what can the average person do to help alleviate some of these issues?
It starts with knowledge of self, right? Because if you don't have knowledge of self, you'll be swayed and persuaded by anything because you don't know who self is.
Yeah.
So it starts with knowledge of self. And then it starts with self-sustainability, right? Like hopping in community issues is a very emotional turmoil space, right? So you need to be able to not only have knowledge of self, but have a certain level of stability where you can approach these conversations and approach these issues with some type of groundness, right? That's number two. So we ain't even got to the community, right? So focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Get yourself proper, right? Or at least work on yourself, right? Because healing is a journey. It's not a destination.
Facts.
So from there, I would say tap in and volunteer more. The reason I wanted to highlight and do this project is because we need to know that there are artists and there are black men, there are black women, there are brown women, brown people, red women, red people, white people, all people in B.4.L, we're working together. All people in Recycle Reinvest, we're working together to really do the best that we can do and change our community, but also help people understand what are their options, and guide them to that process. So no, America's not dumb, and what can people do to alleviate the issue? There are a number of things, but like start with self, find you a community to volunteer with, and then, I would say journal and research, and then do some more, because some people get in this space and feel like this is their identity. Yeah. And they need to do this until the end of time. Yeah. Some people get in this and they just hop out, So it's like if you always doing the same thing all the time, you may get burnt out, right? And we need to start including, rest into our regimen when it comes to our workload or when it comes to our lifestyle, right? Because rest doesn't only mean sleep.
Yeah. And the thing is, rest is not something that is even.
And not to say I get a lot of rest, but
no, I get you, because
I don't.
It's an important aspect because it's a part of your health at the end of the day. And whether we're talking like physical or mental health, Right. I can attest to that because I don't do a lot of resting at times, and I definitely end up paying for it. So
right. When I do get my rest in though, I do get it in.
Not for real.
Yeah, man. And I'm not ashamed.
You shouldn't be at all. So I know that B.4.L is committed to being an asset to their community in which they live. My question is, how does the music tie into that? Like, where does that come into play?
So, the music ties into marketing and communication. You know what I'm saying? That's marketing and communication if we talking about line items, right? Because we all need a way to tell our story that connects to our specific audience. Right? Because those volunteers, those board members, those staff members, those people who are, not in front of this camera are the reason why we are able to sustain as an organization, are the reason why certain programs actually work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a big part of it. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
And one final question I have for, this segment here, man, like, there's a lot of responsibility in running your own organization, running your own company, running your own crew. And there's a big difference between being a leader and a boss.
Okay.
So in my personal opinion, a boss is somebody that just points and tells you to do something. A leader is somebody that tells you what to do, but I'm gonna do it with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be in the trenches with you. Like, do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? And how do you maintain your sanity in the middle of being that leader?
You don't maintain your sanity. You don't maintain your sanity. When you off balance, you on balance in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Because when you chasing greatness, you gonna mess up a few times. That's what make you great. And also, if you do mess up, keep going. But also, like, how does that play a part? Like, say the last part again. Say the last part of the question.
I guess a better way of me saying that would.
In the trenches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do believe that you got to be a little bit of both, and it depends on who you working with, depending on who's on your team, depending on how long y'all been rocking together, and like, it depends. It's hard to like just say, you know what I'm saying? Which it's a gray area there. So I would say like it takes a little bit of both, but it's not easy. And like I said, man, we wouldn't be here without the tribe, bro. We wouldn't be here without the staff, the volunteers, the board, the founders. Like, for real, it takes everybody, bro, because like it's not just me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
I do take on a big role and a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You make it look easy.
Shit.
Keep it a buck. You make it look real easy.
Man, bro, that's the power of God, bro.
Sure.
That's the power of God, bro. Like, while we here and everything we do, I always keep God first, you know what I'm saying? Because of everything I've been through, bro, that's been the realest thing in my life. Mm-hmm. So like, bro, like, and I'm not that intelligent. I only got a GED, you get what I'm saying? So I want people to understand and understand that if you apply yourself, you can go as far as you can go. You get what I'm saying? This is where I'm at this moment and in this season. I pray I go further, you get what I'm saying? But like, for real, like, this shit is so hard, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you commit so many hours to this, and it's the work that we do is so unappreciated. Mm-hmm. It's the most needed and most unappreciated, bro. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no way you could be in this for the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the work that we do, you know what I'm saying? It's no way. So like, you gotta make sure, like, that's why like we promoting healthy hip hop, because you gotta be healthy, bro, to like maintain and discipline and stay focused in this type of lifestyle.
Dig.
Okay.
And speaking of promoting, man, tell me about this juice here, man. It's looking really tempted here.
Oh yeah, man. So big up to our one of our sponsors, the City Juicery.
City Juicery. Dig. I've actually had the City Juicery before. I was doing a detox from
You know, rappers bring the syrup to the studio.
That's what that was. That was the lean for it.
Yeah, man. We bringing the healthy juice to the studio. You feel me? Like, we bringing the good vibes to the studio. We bringing some fruit to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because like, we just gotta. It's like B.4.L, and like, we all living in a way of B.4.L. We just call it something else. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like healthy hip hop. Or heel hop, big ups to heel hop, which is like the culture, the bigger picture. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, we just doing all our part in our own way to promote a healthier hip hop culture in Nashville, to kind of balance out all the gangster rap and the country music. You get what I'm saying? Because like, we not only country music, we not only gangster rap. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because those are the extremes that they put Music City in. You know, they kind of exclude a little few of the other things. And it's nothing wrong with people being diverse and doing country, doing rap. But like, when we come together, we just doing what we doing. You get what I'm saying? And everybody in the group, some of us do country, some of us do EDM, everybody do different music individually. But when we come together, this is, you know what I'm saying, the focus for this particular project. Because this is just a passion project for us, or for me, you know.
Well, cool, man. I'm happy you broke that down for me, bro. I know we got some of the members in the back, so I'm gonna run over there, check them out real quick.
For sure.
You go ahead and head to the studio, and we'll convene in that in a minute, baby.
Yeah, let's get it. We're gonna tap in on these juices.
How y'all doing, fellas?
Nah, we
What's going on? What up?
Chilling, man.
I'm elevated, man. I'm elevated.
Like
man.
it, like it, like
Yeah,
it.
you
That's
know
a
me.
lot.
You already know.
I be turned up. I love this, man.
Man, I want to thank y'all for, you know what I'm saying, sharing this time with me on Mobile Melody for my season 2 cruise episode. Happy to be here with B.4.L, the many members of B.4.L. What is B.4.L and what does it stand for?
Bang for liberation, bang for liberation, bang for liberation, bang for liberation. Gotta say it 4 times.
Gotta say it 4 times.
Gotta say it 4 times. So yeah, it just means that if you're gonna bang for everything, and it's really taking the gang street mentality and applying it to something positive, you know, just kind of flipping the weapon on its head, you know what I'm saying? If it's used to destroy us, it could be used to empower us. It's a weapon, right? You feel me? So, yeah, so we're trying to just take the gang mentality and put it in a positive space.
And you want to elaborate? Would you care to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself, you know. Malcolm X said it, you know, you stand for something or you fall for anything. Right. So when you talking about, a lot of people talking about banging, but what we really banging for, people don't really think about that, you know, from back in the old days of like on blocks that folks didn't own. But we doing this for liberation, for our freedom. And that's like pretty much the greatest gift that the Most High could give anybody is their freedom. And it's just, and that's pretty much what it is. It's more, it's a, you know, it's a name, it's a mantra, it's a movement, it's what we live by. You know, for liberation is what we bang for.
Yeah, I simply say, man, we can't keep waiting on other people to do it for us. We gotta do it for ourselves.
No, that's for real, in all aspects of life, just to be honest with you, man. Well, how many people, or who's in the crew? Who is B.4.L?
Everybody.
Yeah, if you bang for liberation, you bang for liberation.
Yeah.
But officially on the record, you know, you got these great 4 gentlemen, the poet, you got Malcolm Dwayne, you got Train Spitter, Foundation Mecca, Lord Goldie, the Healers. You got
the goddess T. Lynn.
The goddess T. Lynn.
You got, I mean, the list
goes on
But
and on.
obviously, you know, Captain, you got Jaffe Judah, Ross Jaffe Judah, you know what I'm saying, our founder, CEO, and
you got the Big Six.
Big Six, the voice.
OG.
You know what I mean? So
Speaker.
it's the big speaker.
Man, look.
The big speaker.
Big speaker.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people in B4L, and the list goes on, you know, people who embody that ideology of, you know, we willing to put boots on the ground for the liberation of our people.
And you know what I like, that it's a lot of different artists, a lot of different types of artists, poets, rappers, singers, musicians, and you collaborate all that together, it's magic, baby.
Come out with something beautiful.
Yeah, always.
So let me ask you this. I know that B4L has a deep tie to the community itself. So what is it that you all see within the community that makes a crew like B4L necessary?
Well, for me, personally, it's the gun violence, because I've lost a son to gun violence. So to have a group of people that actually fight against that and stand up for that is very personal, and to get to be a part of that is it's like fighting for my son over and over again.
For sure.
Their brotherhood truly means something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm on some like that. You know, you as I and I is like we together. We we is one. So unity is really like a mantra. I grew up Rastafarian. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the ideology was unity. And so when you see people, you know, struggling and having a hard time, for me, it's hard to not empathize. And so that's kind of my calling. And then, you know, then it just to meet a bunch of people, like-minded people. Oh, yeah, it was off stop. Oh yeah.
I know that B4L has a deep tie to the community, but what is it that you've seen within the community that makes a crew like B4L a necessary thing?
Shoot, I mean, basically, it's a lot, to be real. Like, you know, like you said, gun violence is one thing for sure. Like that by itself is some major. Also, when you look at the city, how the city economics is managed, you know, education, and then you also, you know, you got cycles where, you know, stuff like the thing about us is, as a crew, is, you know, really being of the people. We from the dirt. Yeah. So it's like when you coming from the dirt, you see the obstacles, you see the red tape, you see how the things that burn people who would have been greater than us, that burn them out. And it's like, it's one of them things, because especially knowing our history here, it's like, well, to quote Ice-T, the signs were always there. I'd be a true sucker if I act like I didn't care. And so, like, this stuff that's going on now, it's been going on for a while. And it's like, if we don't do it, who will?
Who's gonna do it? For sure. You gotta be the change you want to see in the world.
Absolutely. There's a thing of private and public land. We have to educate ourselves on the public land so we can buy that ourselves and put there what we want. It may be trial and error. It may be something that they try to stop.
I would challenge you though, brother. Who has that information? I ain't get that information.
But listen,
public school education.
So I've been canvassing because of the election, right, for another organization. So I've come across this information because of the transportation project. There is public land that's available, but of course they do auctions and things under our nose. They may post things, but who pays attention? So we have to have people that's going to these different meetings so we stay in the know. And then we can take grab of it when it comes available.
You know, I can attest to how dire the situation is. I got a buddy of mine who stays in one of the new condos over there off Lafayette, and I need to go to Kroger's for something specific. And I get to the light, and I'm like, well, damn, if I go right, I'm finna be traveling for about 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes just to get to not even a Kroger. It's actually probably like 30 minutes because the closest store to the right, we're going right, which is headed towards Murfreesboro Road in Antioch, was the Dollar Market. And that's past what, Fessler's? I mean, not Fessler's, but Spence Lane. You know what I'm saying? That far.
Literally no.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I make it's that far. Or
you might run into one of them
the bodegas.
You might run into one of them.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They do have fresh produce for the
most part. I would much rather go to one of them. Being honest. But that's what I'm saying. It's like culturally, our neighborhoods don't have that. We don't have a black grocery store. There's a whole word for it, bodegas. You feel me? We don't have that culturally. And so what we need to do is continue to establish what, you know, things that B.4.L, Recycle, Reinvest are doing, like the Soil Soldiers program and Magruder Community Garden. Like, we just need to keep doing stuff like that. But
what that could do is put us in a position to acquire land to build, you know,
because we have the infrastructure.
Yep, exactly. Like that's what makes it so necessary and unique. Is like with these problems coming up, like, and they're all by design.
Absolutely.
So it's like this space, and that's one thing I could say, you know, especially about us in particular. I haven't seen another space aside. Well, there's very few spaces that are outside this network, but in this city that would incubate, you know, these ideas.
Honestly, they're doing it all the time.
Exactly.
We just got to use the buzzwords to tell them we doing it.
Man, look.
So is that the reason why, as far as like if you do any kind of research on B.4.L, or just talk to the people within the group, self-sustainability is something that is preached within this organization?
I mean, it's you know, sustainability is a funny word because poor people have to be sustainable or we would die. You know what I mean? We would not have what we need if we wasn't sustainable. And so we find ways all the time to recycle and reuse and reduce because we don't have a lot of those resources. And so it's ingrained in us from when we're kids. We used the Walmart bags for shower caps or or trash bags.
Some of the best shower caps.
Listen, I would prefer. I'm gonna throw one of them mugs on before I go get me a shower cap from the store. Why would I pay $20 for one of them? I got an infinite amount
under the cabinet.
And now we aren't throwing plastic bags just in the landfill.
Yeah.
I know a lot of black homes that got 40, 50, 60 bags of bags.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Grandma, get you one of them bags.
I'm not gonna listen. So we're actually helping the environment by doing that. We think we just being poor and cheap, but it's sustainability. You know what I'm saying? We know we can't just be throwing all this these plastic bags, but non-biodegradable plastic bags into the atmosphere. What are we doing?
Did. Wow. This is a lot more in depth than I thought it was gonna be. I appreciate that, gentlemen.
Man, it's B.4.L, man. I knew it was gonna be turned up because it's just, you feel me? This is just who we are.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to connect with other individuals that's in alignment with the same thing. So we don't even need a rehearsal or a script or anything like that because it's just what it is.
It's a bunch of philosophers, you know, getting together and actually want to make a change in the world and actually doing it instead of just talking about it.
Boots on the ground. I like that. And speaking of boots on the ground, man, I know we're in the studio. What's the name of the studio?
Studio 340.
Studio 340. Beautiful
shout out Jeffo the Hitmaker, man. Big Nashville legend, man. Always putting us in the space, man, to do great things, man. Yeah.
So let's head to that control booth and get some of these studio vibes going on there.
Let's go, man. Yeah.
I see we got some new members with us. Can y'all introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, I'm Jimmy Mack.
Ronald Bassi.
I appreciate y'all being here as well. So I'm gonna just jump straight into it. I'm on the Recycle Reinvest SoundCloud page, and I'm just listening to some of the music that's on there, and came across the song "Hey Ya."
Hey Ya.
Beautiful song, by the way. Beautiful song. I'm noticing that you have some of the younger B.4.L members on there, like children assisting with the chorus and doing the verses and things like that. And it made me wonder, they're talking about again, being living in a food desert and a poverty-stricken area, and I'm wondering, those verses, did they come from like their true experiences in that environment, or was that something that was constructed?
Mm-hmm. So that's a good question. It was all 100% them. Number one, they wrote their own verses. We just guided them through the process. Excuse me. And that project was done with Imani Montessori School, those youth. And it was led and co-led by Clean Green Music and Urban Green Lab and Our Future, which is an organization like in Upper East. So big up to them. Thank y'all. And that wasn't like a B.4.L workshop. That was mostly like a youth eco hip hop pilot that we tried to do, and we wanted to turn that into a B.4.L program, but we had a strategy meeting with the organization, with the board members and the staff, and we was just like, nah, we just gonna keep B.4.L as a festival. We may do a few workshops here and there, because like I said, man, it's hard to fund these programs, man. It's hard to ask people to keep volunteering, man. People can only volunteer so much. But back to the project. The project was called Hey Ya. They did write it. How that kind of process went is we introduced the triple bottom line of sustainability, which is people, planet, profit. And with this lens, you use it as a tool to go into your work, go into your life, view your community. View your community in the way of what is going on in this environment and who's being impacted, what are the people being impacted, how is the planet being impacted, and how are people economically sustaining themselves by not hurting the planet. That's profit, right? In a summary. So And the reason why we want to go use this lens to go into our work, into our communities, to our lifestyles, and I say a lens, not a checklist, is because when you are introducing things like sustainability to youth, to people, helping them connect to that word on how to sustain, this isn't something new to them. It's just new in the verbiage of sustainability. Because when we were coming up, or when I was coming up, sustainability to me was save your grocery bags. Sustainability was me, my grandfather, had a garden, what I'm saying, or had a watermelon patch. Sustainability was like, people, when I walk down the street living out east at grandma's house, or if we out east on, wherever, it's like certain people in that community are either my cousins or they know me, so we talking about sustaining relationships, which is another element of sustainability, right? So it's like, it's different ways that we can approach sustainability. And when we was working with the youth, we was able to provide, like I said, the lens of sustainability, the triple bottom line, and then bring them into a conversation about what do you see, as you use this lens, what do you see going on in your community, and some of the things they threw out were, well, I noticed there's trash in my community. I noticed there's no food, there's no grocery store. I noticed all these different things. So that's why we wanted to, like, okay, that's what you noticed, let's put that in the song. And it was a great experience. It was a really great experience. And they did an amazing job with just, trusting us through the process and really, putting on their creative hat and being a part of it.
That's really interesting that they see it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's reaching the right people, in my personal opinion, because these are the people who are going to be the leaders at some point.
Yeah.
So I commend you on that. I think that was a great thing that you were able to pull off with that. And Jimmy, like I was doing some research and I saw there's a B.4.L music workshop. Can you give us a little bit more information about that and how can people get down with that?
The music workshop. At the festival, there's a number of workshops. I have my own workshop, which is the tie-dye workshop. Train has done like the hip-hop workshop with the kids. We've had Walk Bike Nashville there, doing bike workshops with the kids as well. That's all I can think of right now.
No, that's actually good. Like it helps me with this next question. Like, how does it feel to be one of the leaders in this community who are helping with these workshops, helping putting these programs together? Like, how does that make you feel?
It feels good because we're creating like very positive moments, family moments, even like sibling moments. Like the kids are really having a good time. They're learning, they're outside. They're not like in their phones or anything. Like that's very common. But we have like the space, and we just like give them the space to be safe, to be themselves. And yeah, like they repay us by like just like participating, like it's sometimes it can be hard to get kids to participate, but it's like it lets us know that it lets us know that we're doing something right. It lets us know like we're doing it, right.
Making a true difference. I like it.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Rob, what's been just to kind of switch to the music, what's been the best part of working on music as a B.4.L member?
So, I'm probably the newest face. I don't know. I could be I feel like I'm the newest face. Yeah. Right, y'all can confirm. I'm the newest face in B.4.L, but that's with gratefulness, honestly. A lot of my perspectives of what B.4.L was on the outside, when I met Jaffe, when I met Jimmy, was like inspiring, because I won't say it's rare, but I'll say it's been rare in my lifetime to see substance and then see it in action too. So like you got individuals who in their own walk and then together, they're not making music that just like talking about. I mean, yeah, inspiring people to do things, but I'm watching them put their hands in the dirt. I'm watching them be the leaders, and then you hear the music, and not only does the music match who they are, it's like it's elevating. Like, these some real creative people. They great at what they do. They masters at it, and you know, to them, that's probably where they started on their path to who they are today. But that's what I feel like since I've been, you know what I mean, accepted and welcomed in the B.4.L, and I'm sure that's how it's gonna continue to move.
Well, like, I'm glad you said it, because one of the things I noticed just about music nowadays in general, whenever somebody says they do hip hop, it's usually rooted in something that's like sexual or demonic, not really trying to uplift anything other than that particular artist's, pockets. However, when I'm listening to the music that you all do, it seems like education and uplifting is the pulse that drives the sound that you all have. Like, would you agree with that, or can you enlighten us on that?
And also, big ups to Ron. Bro is a board member for Recycle Reinvest as well. So he's like, I want to speak before we answer that question. I just want to kind of shed light on how, in B.4.L as a, committee member or as a tribe member, as, like I said, it's different facets of B.4.L because everybody gets introduced to in a different way. There are opportunities to like grow with us, to be more involved. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we want more people to duplicate, right? Don't talk about changing the community if you're not bringing the people that's from that community to change it. You get what I'm saying? You bringing people all the way out from wherever they from, and just for a picture opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Like, really build up the people and build up the community. You'll see, you know what I'm saying? Because like, majority of the things that go on in the community when it comes to crime, it comes from a lack of us not having a relationship with each other, not knowing each other, not being able to hold each other accountable, not being able to bring people in. We in a society where we call people out, we do canceling, you know what I'm saying, which is weird, you know what I'm saying, because people are afraid to have confrontation or have confirmation about something, because everything is not violent, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the society that we live in, a very fragile society. So it's when I see other lights that are doing this work, I immediately tap in. Hey, bro, you inspiring me. Hey, bro, you doing some dope shit. Hey, bro, how can we work together? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, let's get this shit done. Let's quit playing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing. I don't want to play with nobody. You feel me? Nobody play with me. You know what I'm saying? That's, like I said, like, this is so serious to me, because it is so serious with life, but it's not so serious with life. It's like both at the same time, so we gotta be intentional. You know what I'm saying? But like, B.4.L and Recycle Reinvest, like, it works hand in hand, because we wanna build, we can start and meet you at the ground level of B.4.L boots on the ground, guns down boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Then let's work up to the way of like, oh, you got some leadership skills. Oh, you know how to do admin. Oh, you know how to, once we start peeping at, are you interested in this? You know what I'm saying? And so, because like, we wanna use this, we want people to use this as a place to either start or just build on to what you already doing. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah, man. But back to your question about that, what is it again?
I was basically just saying, well, you answered the question, to be honest with you. I was asking, because it sounds like the post that drives the sound that you all have is based around education, it's based around community, it's based around uplifting, it's based around self-sufficiency. So
yeah, the music that we pushing, it promotes critical thinking, it promotes science, it promotes history, it promotes knowledge of self, it promotes language, lingo, eco dripping. We're improving sustainability culture by just simply taking elements that we learn from other parts of our journey and channel it into the environmental justice movement, really. You know what I'm saying? But like, the impulse of our music comes from us bettering ourselves individually, tapping into our hobbies and turning them into a hustle, and just putting that on the track. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
So is it safe to say there's gonna be a B.4.L album?
There will be a B.4.L album. It's definitely coming, bro, because, the first project is Bang for Liberation. The first project is gonna be just a solo track. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of solo stuff. And then I'm gonna come with the B.4.L Deluxe. When I was on this camera, bro, I just thought about that. When I was on this camera last time, bro, we manifested. You know what I'm saying? We manifested. Earth Day in the Hood book is out right now. Live Hungry, Die Starving book is out right now. That's the way God works. Because I don't know how the hell I'm doing it. So the next project is a deluxe album, and God gonna lead the way, because ain't no budget for what. If you watching this, it ain't no budget. People be asking me, what's your budget for this? There is no budget. I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna make a check, and I'm gonna do the best that I can.
Facts.
And whatever happened, it happened. But I learned and I had fun in the process, because like when you a creative, man, you can't, I don't know how to live scared, bro. I don't know how to live what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Man, fuck what's gonna happen. We gonna get this shit done. And if I die, I don't give a fuck because, bro, I'm being intentional with my life. I'm promoting life. I'm promoting life, and I'm not in alignment with that. So I don't have a loser mindset. I don't have a this might not work. Man, look, we not gonna make no haphazardly unorthodox moves that just don't make sense. But we gonna take some risks.
Ain't no woe was me.
Ain't no woe was me, bro. Get your bitch ass back up and keep fighting.
You
know what I'm saying? For real, bro, because like it gets to a point where it's like, man, either you want it or you don't. Facts. And if you don't, get the fuck out the way. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause man, my hand ain't been held since I was a child. You feel me? Like my hand ain't been held since I was a child, bro. So it's like we all gotta put in that work, and when we all put in that work, we create something great in the community, bro. It's really beautiful.
Facts. I 100% agree. Well, I mean, the last part of this interview is usually in the word association game, but being that there are multiple members and each one has their kind of own walk of life, I'm interested to ask this in a different way. So the question is, why are you B.4.L, and what does it mean to you? And I want to start with you, Rob.
I'm B.4.L because I believe, I know, like I said, I went from literally being the person who fantasizes about a type of movement like this to like finding the energy and being welcomed in, bro. Like pretty much took the words out of my heart, really. Like it's just how I move, like all intentionality. I want to see change. I want to be a part of change. And yeah, just being part of B.4.L, just check all those boxes, bro. Like if I went on a ramble, I would get just as passionate as Jaffe, but for real, because it's like, it's real. Like I said, just going from, you know, fantasizing the kind of shit that I feel like was mostly represented like in the 90s or things that we didn't get to have through those 2000s, right, represented. I'm not talking about, you know, shit like mainstream, but just like community efforts, you know what I mean? Like, and walking paths of like creating with people, but people not taking the other side of community just as serious can be disheartening, you know what I mean? Until you find people who link on that like-minded vibe. So that's just my answer.
Well said, well said. Jimmy, why are you B.4.L and what does it mean to you?
I'm B.4.L because I'm healthy, I'm loving, and I'm just here to nurture the community, nurture the youth with my gifts, nurture the community with my gifts. As far as community, I've just had a journey with community, and just finding safe spaces. And I think it's important, especially as a Black woman, to have safe spaces. And also safe spaces amongst men. I feel safe amongst all my brothers and all my sisters in B.4.L. So yeah, I'm here because we're leading a movement, a healthy movement, a conscious movement, a togetherness movement. So yeah, that's why I'm B.4.L.
Dig that. And then, Jaffe, why are you B.4.L, bro? What does it mean to you?
I am B.4.L because I don't know what else to explain it, communicate it, represent it as, right? And B.4.L is not something that I found, it's something that found me. Just as every individual that is part of this movement, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a part of B.4.L because it found me, and it means to me what we make it. You know, it means to me what we make it. You know, B.4.L isn't just what I think, what I should do or what. Now, this is the most considerate space that I've ever been in. You know, and it's hard to take all these different opinions and ideas and create something and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like this is all off the love and off the strength. You know, everybody that's here just came from work, got children, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, this really means something. So, you know, like I said, I want people to not only just hear the music, but understand the message and understand the movement. Because we're not just doing this for a moment. This is gonna be a part of our legacy. You know what I'm saying? Even when we going to do other stuff, this is gonna be a part of our legacy, bro. And that's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? I'm about, you know, I have a desire to live. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a very dark space, like I have such a desire to live and a tunnel vision to be the most aligned and effective for my time here. You get what I'm saying? Because, bro, like I said, I done lost a lot of homies throughout this journey. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be poor mindset and attitude and energy or the casket. You get what I'm saying? And when life is real, you know, it does something to you. You know what I'm saying? At least for me. So it's like I cherish every moment. I make the most of every day. I mess up all the time, but I keep on going. You know what I'm saying? That's why we here. And then, like I said, we just gonna vibe out because I ain't been in the studio in a minute. You feel me? So we really about to get to it and make something beautiful. Be creative here.
Well, man.
Train, power up, Super Saiyan.
But man, you know what? With that being said, I'm gonna let you get to it, man. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all doing this with me. Yo, this is Mr. Adams, by the way. This is music. This is culture. This is Mobile Melody. Peace.
Bang for liberation. Bang for liberation. Bang for liberation. No days off, been overtime.